Oh boy. I can't believe I did it. Hello, welcome back. Today's video is a little bit different, and that's because I've been only posting art videos recently, and today I'm finally going to be posting a video about reading again. I managed to read the entire A Song of Ice and Fire / A Game of Thrones series in 24 days. 24 days. Oh boy, it was a challenge. I really enjoyed it. I think I would totally do it again because I just really enjoy marathoning books. Maybe not that fast. Maybe next time I would sit down and give myself 30 days. That's what I would recommend to someone else. When I first set out to read Game of Thrones, it was actually about 4 years ago, and I read maybe 3 pages and I wasn't super into it. And so I decided to wait until the TV show was done, and as the TV show finished this year, I had no more excuses. So I sat down and I actually found out that my library owned all of the audiobooks, and so I rented all of them and I listened to it in 24 days. Now, a little asterisk here, they were not 24 consecutive days. I listened to the first 2 books, and then there were about 2 weeks while I was waiting for my library to send me the 3rd book. And once I got that, I read the next 3 in the consecutive time. So it was like 11 days and then 13 days, something. The fun news is I vlogged my entire experience and I'm editing that, and I'll be releasing those videos once a week on Wednesdays until the end of this year, 2019. So if you want to see some of my experience, please check back in. It was really fun to do. You can see me kind of go a little bit crazy at times, and what's really fun is watching my experience of seeing the characters change as they're going. Speaking of the books, the first book, A Game of Thrones, was 33 hours and 46 minutes long. The second book, A Clash of Kings, was 37 hours and 12 minutes long. The third book, whose title I still can't seem to get quite right, I believe it's A Storm of Swords. I'm cheating, I'm looking over here at it, I don't know what it is 47 hours and 34 minutes long. That one was a doozy. The fourth book, A Feast for Crows, was 33 hours and 51 minutes long. And the final book, A Dance with Dragons, was 48 hours and 55 minutes long. That adds up together to be a total of 12,078 minutes, which is approximately 201 hours and 18 minutes. It was a challenge. In 24 days, there are 576 hours available, which means that I was doing Game of Thrones things for approximately 35% of my time for those 24 days. That's actually a lie. We're gonna backtrack a little bit now. I listened on ×2 speed, so you can cut all of that in half. So while there are 201 hours in the entire Game of Thrones series, books 1 through 5, I actually ended up listening to about 100 hours. Instead of being 35% of my day, it was somewhere around 17% of my day. Which is still a lot. I would have to say that my favorite book was number 3, the one whose title I still cannot say correctly. And then it would be a toss-up between 1 and 4. I think I would have to say I liked 1 a little bit better just because of the setup. And then number 4 would be my 3rd favorite just because it focuses so much on the Lannisters and I love them. And then it would be number 5 and then number 2, the dreaded Clash of Kings. I really didn't enjoy Clash of Kings. It was long and slow and felt like it was building up to the rest of the books. But I digress. It is a good series overall. I recommend it to most people. It has a lot of sex, violence, graphics, language. There's a lot of magic. There's a lot of maturity. It's good. It's enjoyable. But I also wouldn't say it's the best high or epic fantasy series that I've read. I don't even think it's the best dark fantasy series that I've read. If you want a really good dark fantasy series, you should check out The Night Angel by Brent Weeks. Highly recommend, really good. If you want a really good high or epic fantasy series, check out his other one, which is The Lightbringer. That is probably my favorite fantasy series right now. And a very close second place would be the series by Brandon Sanderson, which is called The Stormlight Archive. Both of those are really good. I personally think they were better than A Song of Ice and Fire / Game of Thrones. I think that A Game of Thrones had a lot of really good qualities in it. I think one of the things that made it super hyped was its TV show. So Bless, the TV show, brought a lot of people into a book series that never would have been able to read it before, or never would have even thought of reading it before. So congratulations for that. I think also one of the reasons why it is so outstanding is because of the characters that George R. R. Martin writes. They're just fantastic. First off, he has representation of so many different types of people you don't see normally in fantasy series, including just diverse female representation. Like, all of the women are their own independent woman, and they're different from all the other women, and it's awesome. But then also on top of it, all of the characters have this amazing character arc, and you see them grow and change, and characters who you used to hate, you don't hate so much anymore near the end, or you fall in love with them, as I accidentally did with Jaime Lannister. Yeah, if you watch the vlog after this, that'll be coming out next week, I really hated him in book 1. I did. And then near the end of book 2, starting book 3, he became one of my favorite characters out there, and it's just amazing that an author can do that, and he does it with so many of his characters. And then I think the third reason why his book series stands out is because his writing is beautiful. I mean, there's lots of lines about just fighting and blood and all kinds of stuff like that, but also there are just these beautiful lines where he's writing poetry almost. And it kind of reminded me of C.S. Lewis's The Chronicles of Narnia, where you'd have these older timey words and sentences thrown together. It was just really pleasant writing to read. Now, I've come to the end. I've read A Dance of Dragons. I'm going to be checking out Fire and Blood sometime in the early 2020s. One of the things that happened was I started reading this book series because I thought that because the TV show was done, the book series would be done. And I don't necessarily love starting a book series while it's being published. I either like being there right at the beginning and reading each of them as they come out, or waiting until they've all come out and then marathoning them, which is what I thought I was doing with A Game of Thrones. But no, A Dance with Dragons came out in 2011, so I thought I was in the clear. The TV show finished in 2019, so I thought I was in the clear. But as I found out in book 3, I don't know why it took me so long to figure this out, but the TV show finished, but the book series is not. He hasn't written a book in 8 years. Like, I just don't think he's going to finish the series ever, and I'm going to be sitting here wondering the rest of my life, what was supposed to happen to these characters that I've fallen in love with? I mean, I'm going to keep reading other books, and I'm going to pretend I know the ending to this one, but I might never get an ending. I don't think it was the best fantasy series I've ever read. I would definitely continue on. I'd also recommend, if you're looking at reading it but you think the books are kind of ginormous and maybe too much for you to take on, try the audiobooks. The narrator was fantastic. He did such a good job. Sometimes high fantasy can be confusing with audiobooks because there's so many characters, but generally speaking, the narrator made it so that it was easy to understand and easy to process. I really enjoyed listening to all of them. I am not sure if I'm going to watch the TV show. I'm still on the fence about that. I think I will definitely wait at least a year until I do it. And that is mostly because I'm wondering if there's going to be a little bit more pressure on George to finish the series. I'd much rather finish reading the series and then watch the show. So if there's any way at all I could do that, I'd like to. That's all for now. I hope you check back in next week, as I'll be releasing the first vlog that I did while reading these books. The vlogs have no spoilers, in case you're wondering. This video had a few. Probably should put a warning at the beginning. It was a fantastic experience. I enjoyed it a lot. I am super excited though to be reading some new things. It's been a few weeks now since I finished that, and I kind of hit a major reading slump near the end there. So it's so good now to be back into reading things. Anyways, I hope you're having a good day. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you like this kind of series when I'm done with it. I'd love to do it again sometime. And also, if you could, recommend books down below for me to check out and possibly vlog while I'm reading them. I would really enjoy that. Thanks. Bye.